Cameron Carlson from the AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2013 with a veteran of our staff and also interviewing Mr. Christopher Ayres. How are you doing?
Doing really good. Doing really good. Tired, but I'm glad to be here.
So it's only been a few months since the last time we got to see you. It was at Segoy 2012. How have you been since then?
Busy. Very, very busy.
And again, you got the chance to go to IkiCon 2012. How was that for you guys and your family?
I always love IkiCon. My parents came up. My nephew came up. Got to see a friend that I had not seen in 6 years. We finally just got back in touch with each other, and it was really nice. So it's always a good show. I always have a really good time at IkiCon. It's just fun people. You know, it was a little sad. It was the first convention in a while that my girlfriend wasn't able to be at with me, so I was sad.
And last time we spoke, you had been working on some new projects. One of them was Hakiro Season 2. Ohayocon, how's that going for you?
Well, Ohayocon I've already finished recording Season 2. In fact, I think it's already on the shelves. It's a great show. It's one of those shows that I've always said if you enjoy shows like Sayuki, then it's a lot of guys and very few girls and kind of, you know, real comradeship and stuff. It's very funny at times, very sad at times. Definitely well worth checking out.
Cool. And
I'm being harassed by Tiffany Grant.
an odd title to my ears for me to hear you working on is Battle Girls. Tell us about that series.
Battle Girls Time Paradox. It is very fan servicey. I will just say it is. It's about a young girl that is thrown back to the era of like Takeda Shingen and Oda Nobunaga and Uesigi Kenshin and all of those characters, except this reality that she gets thrown into, all of those famous Japanese historical characters are all women. And they all wear armor that would not protect anyone. It's like, oh, let me go into battle and put on my chainmail bikini. But it's fun. It's very fan service. It's very silly. The cast is amazing. It's very funny. A lot of laughs. The mix engineer found me. He was like, oh my gosh, this show is so funny. I'm like, good. I'm glad you like it. So it should be out soon.
Like the internet says, the less armor, the higher the AC.
It's true. It's very true.
Another fun title you were working on is the Baba Kes Space...
Bodacious Space Pirate.
Okay, and which sounds great. How did you get started on that and the casting?
It's funny. Bodacious Space Pirates sounds really fan servicey. You get a show like Battle Girls. Doesn't sound that fan servicey. You get a title like Magikoi, Oh Samurai Girl. Doesn't sound real fan servicey. Those shows are very, very fan servicey. Bodacious Space Pirates. I'm like, oh Lord, it's another fan. No, it's a straight adventure story. It's a young girl coming of age story. It's very funny. The closest thing you have to fan service, I guess, she's in school, so there are schoolgirl uniforms. She works in a maid cafe, but they wear like the knee-length maid outfits. It's not the short, skimpy. And the neat thing is, I thought, okay, all of the space girls are going up to the space station. We're going to be in zero gravity. Yes, we're in zero gravity, and all of their skirts stay down. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's a really neat adventure story. It's really it's a show that I really grew quite fond of. It's once again, it's got a huge female cast because you've got all of the schoolgirls and a lot of the people on her the girls inherited her father's pirate ship. And so some of the ship's primary crew are female, some are male. So it's just a real fun little fun adventure romp.
Good. And now Ohayocon is one of your favorite conventions to come to, and this year again you got to do that roast. And how is that for you and the rest of the roasters? Because last night was a joy.
It was fun. We had a good time. It was you know, you've got somebody like Tiffany Grant.
Yeah.
And with everybody up there, the nice thing about being the roast masters, I only have to make one or two jokes about each person, and then I just turn it over to the next person. So I actually probably have the easiest job of anybody on the roast. I just come up with a couple of real killers. I have to say that my favorite joke of the evening, that I think got the biggest laugh, was when I said that Matt Greenfield was dressed as Tard the Grumpy Cat. Yeah. Because I love the Grumpy Cat. I didn't even write that joke. My girlfriend wrote that joke. I was like, I gotta come up with something, Matt. You know, he's stoic. He's this. She goes, what about the fact that he's cosplaying as Tard the Grumpy Cat? And I went, yeah. So I wrote the rest of the joke, but she came up with the real idea for it.
Nice.
So,
And then when you are casting people, what is your process as the director and picking those people? Because I mean, it's not an easy process to be like, man, I know this would fit here, but I got to do justice to the character, and I also got to do justice to my friends, and also all that type of jazz.
Friends do not play into it. When I cast a show, I have no friends or family. I don't. I've always been that way, even as a theater director. What I have is a show, and I have to honor that creator's intent. I have to honor what I think is going to be in the show's best interest. And also, part of what comes in the show's best interest is the ability to record well and fast. Because we have got a ton of stuff coming into the studio, and only a few of us that are full-time directors.
Yeah.
So my schedule has gotten insane.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I did 13 shows, including, you include like Volume 1, Volume 2, 13 shows in 12 months. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I actually probably need to be working faster than that. But, you can't sacrifice quality.
Right.
So it's a matter of going as fast as you can while maintaining a good quality for the fans and something that holds up the integrity of the show. So that it varies. The reasons for casting and the way I cast vary from show to show to show. So.
Well, on top of that, what's like your process? Like, do you call in an audition and then have them do cold reads?
Sometimes I will. Sometimes here lately, I've had to cast on gut and on who I knew could do something because we are going so fast. Like, I finished this show that I'm working on right now, that unfortunately I can't talk about. I finished that on Thursday.
Wow.
My next show starts recording the following Monday.
You're gonna leave here and just go right back to work.
Oh no, I get home at 12:15 a.m. On Tuesday morning, and I have to be back in the studio at 8:30
The next day.
that morning, to work until 7 or 8. Yeah.
You're a hard worker there.
You gotta love it. You gotta love what you do
Right.
in order to keep those kind of hours.
Right, and then is there any way fans can obviously keep up with you? As we always say, you got your website, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Tumblr. No, sorry, not Twitter.
I don't have Tumblr. I don't have any of that.
Okay.
I've got a Facebook fan group.
Right.
Unfortunately, I'm past my friend limit on my regular Facebook, so I can't friend anybody there anymore. And then I've got a website. Right now I'm having a little bit of trouble. I had some trouble earlier, end of last month, the beginning of this month with the website.
Okay.
I've got it back up and running, but for some reason, I've gone to do several updates, and it won't update. So I need to figure out what's going on there. But, yeah, I don't have anything past San Japan updated. And the sad thing was I had almost 250 pictures from Mock Combat that I was updating, in addition to the updates for Onicon, Segoy-Con, and Ikicon that I haven't gotten, aren't updating yet. So it's making me crazy a little bit. But, that I found that out like 2 days before I was set to come here, and I was freaking out. And, my girlfriend tried to help me, and the people from IT at the studio were trying to help me. And I was finally like, what, I've just got to deal with this when I get home. I can't deal with this right now. I've got a roast to get ready for. I've got a convention to get ready for. And I was also directing up until the day I left.
Right.
So.
Now, as you talked about, there's shows you can't talk about, and that's always standard. Is there anything that, currently, like you said, you've been working really crazy in the studio, anything that, you'd seen coming out of the studio recently that you're allowed to talk about that they were starting to box and ship?
Well, something that I've worked on or other stuff?
Just any, stuff that you worked on.
Well, like I said, the most recent thing is Bodacious Space Pirates. That's probably that and Hakuoki are the two most recent things I can talk about. That and Battle Girls. I'll tell you something really cool that's come out of the studio recently is Sayuki. We have more Sayuki that's come out. It's a series of OVAs that's a precursor to the series. And they've gotten back all four of the original guys. It's my brother and David Matranga and Ilyich and Braden.
Wow.
Yeah, there's speculation by people whether we could get Braden back because he hasn't recorded in a while. They were able to get him back, and it's really nice. Every one of those guys fell right back into those characters, and it was like putting on a suit that you're really comfortable with. So, because you got to remember, they recorded the first half of that series. It took them a year to record the first series. And yeah, we had a new director on it because Steven was out of the country working on something in Japan. And it was a new director at the studio named Scott Gench. And really, really good guy. He's He subbed for me a couple of times when I had to be at a convention, and he came in and did an absolutely spectacular job on Sayuki. So really, really pleased that I think that's already on the shelves. So.
All right, well, that's really good news to hear. And any final messages for your awesome fans?
Then I'll talk. I've been talking to you the whole time, not them. I apologize. Just thank you so much. And I'm talking to fans in general, not necessarily people that are fans of my work, but thank you so much. I've commented recently that anime fandom are full of so many kind and generous people. We don't get as many trolls as in other fans. I think because we're a little more compassionate and a little kinder. And I just want to thank so many of the fans for being such good people. I know they're very often that fans get a bad rap. And that's because, in every group, how many people do we have here? We got several thousand people here. In any group of 1,000 people, you got a couple of people that are just weird. I don't care. Football fans, every couple of thousand, you got some that are weird. Hockey fans, NASCAR fans, even one of my own fandoms, Doctor Who fans, every now and again, you get some that are weird. But you know what? The thing that bothers me is those are the stories that people tell. They tell the weird stories that give fandom a bad name. If you look at this weekend, I've hung out with people that are just as normal as you or I, that are really good, very down-to-earth people. And I wish more people knew that about all of you guys. So. And again, thank you for watching everything we do. Keep watching because we'll keep working to try to turn out stuff that you'll enjoy.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming and talking with us, as always. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.